Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks, where today we will be discussing Supreme Power Volume 2, Powers and Principalities. This leaves off, or picks up where the last one left off. You have a fire in an apartment building. And Hyperion comes in and just takes care of the problem, and he's pretty much revealed to the world. Which causes some problems to his new handlers at the CIA, or is it DIA? Because the DIA took control of his program from the military because they thought the military was misusing him, and now that he is exposed to the world, the DIA is like, the fuck. And the guy's like, hey, he was exposed to the world already. There was reports we needed to bring this out, so every time that we send him in, the newspapers were asking questions anyway. Now we can have him on camera in the States while we send other assets over to the other parts of the world, and people won't think it was him. And we also have a fight between him and Spectrum, because Mark, or Hyperion, becomes aware that everyone was lying to him all this time. And he says, you know what? Who's going to stop me? Who is going to stop me? So he goes to his military base, walks in there, blows out all the thing, and the general, who's been overseeing him for years, tries to stop him with a bomb. It doesn't work. So they send the Spectrum in to fight. And she survives. Then we also we're back to Athens, Greece, where these two young boys, they're going down to the basement where they've been going for a long time and putting a tray of food in the basement right by this little square hole, sort of like what they do in prisons where they slide food through, and they just think they're feeding the rats. But it's not. It turns out to be a woman who's been waiting there for 2,000 years, and she holds answers to where Hyperion is from, why he's here. So they team up, and then we also have the new Speedster going in, and he teams up with this universe's version of Batman to solve some really hardcore murders where people are being ripped apart. They're trying to figure out who's doing it. And it leaves off with some issues with and they ask for Hyperion's help. So you have her coming and trying to catch up on the 2,000 years that she's missing, grabbing some clothes. We have Hyperion meeting up with their version of the Flash and Batman to help solve the murders. And we also see the beginning of, to figure out who it is that was murdering other people and where that person got the strength to do so. One thing I really love about J. Michael Straczynski, because this is a Marvel comic, Marvel Max, and J. Michael Straczynski wrote the miniseries on this. One thing about him is he has a really good take on things. He might have certain tropes that he might have to deal with, you know, like the Superman type, the Wonder Woman type, the Flash type, the Batman type. But he puts it in a more realistic fashion. You know, why these people are the way they are. There's kind of a more morally ambiguous story with these people and their motivations, and the characters aren't always going to get along. They all have different motives, and they all have different desires, and how he gets them together and has them work despite the differences is always interesting to see. And of course, the artwork on here in these stories is incredible. I will recommend virtually anything written by JMS. I haven't read everything that he's done, and since this is a kind of a Max book, you'll see that he has they are allowed to do certain things that they don't do in normal books. But this is one of the books of his that I recommend. So I'm going to give it part 2, which is 7 through. This is 7 through whatever. 7 through, I think it's 12. Yes, that's 7 through 12. I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. Say get it. And if you want to know, let me know in the comments below whether you read it, first run, this run, and what you thought of it. And like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comics.